It was a regular day. I hung out with my friends in the center of Warsaw. After we parted, I was walking down Nowogrodzka Street. I was passing by a place called Beef and Pepper Steakhouse when I saw a weird poster with a QR code on a pole. Just looking at it made me uncomfortable. Against my better judgment, I decided to scan the QR code. It took me to this video. It was strange to say the least. I took a picture of it and went back home. When I got back, I watched the video again and started noticing the flashing codes. I decided to upload this video on Reddit. I posted it on r/deep into YouTube and by recommendation of one user to r/arg. I then went to sleep, only to see the next day lots of comments deciphering the codes in not only the first video, the beginning, but also the second one, the middle. After a lot has been discovered, I decided it was the time to make the video. The day I made the post on both subreddits, two redditors did a pretty detailed investigation on codes, being able to decipher most of them. The codes varied from Morse code to this. After looking at them for some time, you can see the similarity between topics of those phrases, like the world is going nowhere and you are following it. You have little time left, you are only a small cog in a big machine, you name it. It seems like the topic of this video is the world, or rather what is wrong with it. We are living a life without a purpose, alone headed to disaster. We can also decipher from the Morse code the words "the falling man." It of course references to the photo of a man falling to his death from World Trade Center during 9/11. Looks like Dayton tried to say that we are all like the falling man, slowly falling to our demise. Of course, not everything is deciphered yet. That's one of the reasons I'm making this video. The more people will see this, the more people will be able to work on it, the more we'll do together. One of the Reddit users helped us a lot by posting the beginning frame by frame. Like I mentioned before, the beginning wasn't the only video. The second video, the middle, also has a lot of codes, and I'm pretty confident that we still haven't found every one of them. It's also creepier, overall more disturbing. Now, the main reason I say this is because, well, at 10-second mark, the image of a dead lady with her guts out pops in for a short amount of time. Now, it's heavily edited, but you know, still pretty bad. At some point, one of the users was actually suspecting that Dayton is some kind of sick, twisted murderer. Another user put the middle under the spectrogram and yeah, I am not sure who this person is, but looking at this picture kinda freaks me out, so I'm not going to look so much deeper into it. Of course, like I said, there are codes. Some of them have been deciphered, such as "you don't know when you lost your identity" or "breathe out." The most interesting thing in this video is the fact that we actually know where it is. At some point, user Shmra found at 10-second mark part of the address. It appeared in Falenica and had number 71. Now, Falenica is pretty big, so finding this place looked very hard to do. Or so I thought, cause Shmra the same day found an abandoned building in Falenica with address that could have been the actual correct address. But like I said, Falenica is pretty big. There are probably more abandoned buildings in Falenica with number 71 in it, so I had to be sure. Alright, here we are. You can see the address right there. That's where Dayton was, that's where he made a video. As you can see, this is a pretty old structure, pretty forgotten by the time. So yeah, let's enter this. Let's see what's in store for us. I'm with my friends just in case, because I know that going to this, I know that going to this kind of place is pretty fucking stupid alone. Alright, so as you can see, typical Polish building, nothing out of ordinary here. A lot of things. Here, maybe that's where he recorded. It looks like some kind of toilet here. I don't know. This is a pretty interesting building. Random tire, of course. That's a nice window. You see? Not sure what was there. Another pretty dark rooms. Here we can see a chair. Yeah, that's basically it. Alright, now let's head into these rooms. We can see, well, first of all, there's those other rooms. Yeah. It's way darker than on camera, I just wanted to say. So yeah, just like here, it's basically, I can't see anything, but there's probably the most important part. Hopefully a fake blood, probably a fake blood, doesn't seem like a real blood. Yeah, it looks like this part where Dayton like had his blood pour out of the glove, you know? Like, yeah, that's where he recorded for sure. At least I hope it was where he recorded, because that would be awkward if I would really just see a real blood. Like, man, I'm not too good with those. But here we can see where Dayton was standing. Yeah. Really confirming that this is the correct address. A window. Here is a pretty big room where we can go outside. It's pretty warm right now, thankfully. Apparently this building was in World War II. It's a pretty old building, over 100 years old. I'm kinda scared of doing that. I don't see any poster, so either no traces at all if you don't count blood, or there was some kind of poster but somebody stole it, since looking at this place we are not the only one here. Now, this place is pretty big. This is like one of the two buildings, and I'll only show you one of them, since I'm honestly kind of freaked out by this. I'm not too good with those kind of places. You see this corridor? Yeah, this is where Dayton probably went into, like, that's how the video started. Like, remember that? Yeah. So yeah, I'm pretty confident that this is the correct place. Alright, there's another place I didn't mention before. Hopefully my quality of the whole recording isn't too bad, since I kinda like looking around me too. But yeah, this is where he stood too. There, you can see this at some point, and it can also like give you the perspective of how short Dayton really is. Small boy. Alright, so not sure yet what was there, but I'm not really going there since it doesn't look too stable, obviously. And yeah, there's probably a lot of things you can sprain your ankle on. I'm not really trying to risk it. So yeah, here it is. Okay, we also found something very fun. It's a small, I don't know how to call it, swamp, I guess. And it has froggles in here. So yeah, We actually went to the correct location. The place is called Tartak Rubena Najwera, and it is standing since before World War II. This basically ruin sadly has a pretty tragic story. In 1941, this place was turned into a work camp by Nazis. There were about 400 Jews working there. They didn't work for a long time, sadly. In 1943, the workers have been killed by Nazi soldiers. Some were in the shack in which soldiers threw grenades, killing the workers instantly. The whole story is very blood-chilling. This place has been abandoned ever since this tragedy, and because of that it fits perfectly into the narrative of Dayton's story. This is the place of where human-made horrors took place, where war, pains, and suffering left a huge impact. Which leads me to think that the main topic of this video is war. Again, the terrifying demise of humanity is clearly what Dayton wanted to bring out. But this time, the reason behind it would be way different. Before, the reason behind our end would be not doing anything, just waiting for the nothingness, accepting our dependence under somebody more powerful while they'll destroy us from inside. This time it's also us who are doing something to destroy ourselves. It seemed like even though a lot has been found out, the flame of curiosity died down. That is until user Juko KRC made a Discord server. It, for now, includes the four of us, me, Juko KRC, JVR Weed, and Bakurat. It was made so we can place everything and decipher the codes together. Bakurat has even made a Google Doc of everything we have learned so far. We also found this picture, which I quickly recognized as Unit 731, which made inhumane experiments on Japanese people during the World War II, which again tells us that the middle is focused on tragedies and consequences of war. I advise you to go check the server out. I will link it in the description. The whole idea of the series made by Dayton Masterton is truly intriguing. The story of hopelessness, hate, demise, pain. It seems like a dystopian fiction story made to warn us. But it's not fiction, it's reality. We are living it and we are feeling it. Although I wouldn't call the age we are living in dystopian, it seems like we are nearing it. The fear and the feeling of uneasiness is what makes this ARG so interesting. Little is known about the creator. I searched him on social media and found him on Facebook and Instagram. I asked Dayton how many posters there are and where they are exactly. Even though he didn't specify the location of all the posters, he told me there were about 100 of them, all around Warsaw. Apparently most of them has been scraped, but he did tell me the location of one of them. It's near the Cosmopolitan Tower. The profiles also seem active. It looks like the Dayton will make sure that the videos aren't the only source of clues and codes that we will see. Another interesting thing is the surname Masterton. I searched and found a British horror author whose name is Graham Masterton. Now it could be a coincidence, but maybe, just maybe, Dayton actually predicts something way worse than a dystopia. Maybe he predicts the apocalypse. Of course, we won't know for sure until we make full sense out of those two videos. And hopefully see the last piece of the puzzle, the end.